What's going on, guys? It's Midnight Sun, and as you guys have already guessed it, we're doing the Barbarian this season. Now, every single season so far that I've been doing this hardcore run, which is just the one so far, but we're going to continue this way. I'll be posting in the YouTube series channel, and I'll do a poll and see what you guys want. The most votes this time was Barbarian, and it closed yesterday before the season kind of ended here. If you guys would like me to do the polls a different way, or if you have some suggestions for some alternative ways to host the polls so it gets out to more people, I'll go ahead and do that. But so far, this is the method that I'm using, and we're going to go ahead and get started. And I think the Barbarian should just be a dude here since he's obviously buffing it up. Now, last season we had a death right in the beginning on the what's it called here? The Necromancer. And oops, I did the thing I hate that I always do. Pretty sure okay, no, I did. I thought for a second I forgot to switch it off into adventure mode. But we've got our character here and made, and we don't have the Challenge Rift cache yet. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that real quick. And we managed to do top 14, which isn't bad. I'm not sure how some of those people are beating me there after running through that. I'm sure there's something I don't know about the area that they're taking advantage of there. One of my guesses is I did get a bit of a movement speed boost by breaking some things, so I wonder if they're getting a movement speed boost by breaking some of the items there. But we're back here. Now, last time with the Demon Hunter that we did for this, we did not use the Challenge Rift cache. Now, I am going to be using the Challenge Rift cache, and one of the main reasons for that is Saturday. Tomorrow, I'm going to go out with my family, and we're going to try and get a Christmas tree for the house. So we're going to be looking around for one, and since we do live in Alaska, they're absolutely abundant, so getting the perfect tree is a bit of a tradition for us there. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and open this and save a lot of time for us, since I won't be able to do that. There's 12. And we're going to go ahead and put on our pet right away. And let's see. I'm just going to stick with this guy for now until I get some cooler pets. And I definitely want you with me. And let's go ahead and grab... Oops. There we go. So we're going to grab that level 5 axe. And I want the sword. There we go. And this time around, I'm also going to go ahead and go to the merchant since I'm in hardcore. Let's see what I got. 6.3 monster kills. Monster kills was roughly the same. I'll just grab the axe here. And then let's buy one of those. How's this doing? All right. And then let's go ahead and get that first node of the altar. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and try and get the cube right away. And before I do, I wonder... No, we'll let him keep his weapons. All right, so I'm going to be trying out something new this time through. As you guys have seen with my leveling guides here, I've been showcasing kind of a little bit of it, and then I've been going immediately to skipping some of the boring parts where it's just over and over again. So with that being said, I'm going to try that out for this one. I'll see how we feel for the 1 to 70. If the 1 to 70 doesn't seem too bad, we're going through about an hour or so, then I'll just leave it be. After the 1 to 70 though, oh, we got this guy, that's great. After the 1 to 70, then we'll take a look at the season journey, and we'll see if you guys want me to keep all of that in, or if you guys want me to edit it out. So this first one, we'll try and do the full thing. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to edit down this thing so I don't have 10 parts, you know, of the same video and having them spaced out pretty long. Or if you guys want me to just leave it as is and let you guys watch the entire process. Last time I also went through and did timestamps, and I tried not to like spoil things too much, but like I put in where I found goblins or where certain items dropped and things. Do you guys want me to keep doing that? Do you guys not like that? I can just put in some timestamps for like general things such as reach level 60, reach level 70. And the other aspect is this time around I don't have my timer going, and that was because I was having so many issues with it. And now I can't even locate it. It says I have it installed and downloaded, but every single time I go to click on it, it won't open or pop up anywhere. So I'll need to reinstall that, see if I can get it working properly here. All right, how am I doing here? More fury. We're doing good. One of the other things is, I keep mentioning this in my video, my cough is still really lingering. I do have exercise-induced asthma, which makes it so anytime I do get a cough, it really does not want to go away. That was a little dangerous there, but I think I'm fine. Now, I should be able to unlock Rend here in a second. We're going to see if I can make this to 100 massacres here. You'll follow me, please. Follow me, please. I'm just going to... There we go. 100 at least. Now, if we drop it, we'll get the boost for it. Alright, we could do this real quick. Oh man, no enemies whatsoever in that long distance there. That's crazy. Alright, so we got Rend. I'm going to put that on immediately. Last time I came through here, I tried it without Rend. It was an absolute disaster. So primary reason I did that was just to see how important Rend was. Now normally I don't do these bounties. I'd like this one because this guy follows you. And he's actually a decent help here. So we're going to continue through since we're at a low level here and get some extra rewards. Alright, we get all those guys. We did. And the other Barbarian should be on this side, I believe. Alright, there's a glove. And I have a bit of a boosted damage and stuff here with the items that I found. So, doing good here. There we go. Let's talk to the Barbarian Chief. There we go. Alright. So there we can see that he's following us along now, and he'll help us take out the enemies. And of course we've got this guy here. So party of 4 here. Just another kind of small little tidbit or trick if you guys are ever interested in that. Now, most of these things don't matter at all on softcore. They only really come together in hardcore. And I'm already doing an easier version of hardcore here, technically. Now, once you get to like level 70, hardcore is all the same. This is just giving me a much faster start and a little bit more leeway if I do mess up here. So now we're going to see where Rend comes into play here. And one thing I got to keep an eye on is my Fury down here. If I ever run out of Fury and can't activate Rend, for whatever reason, I've got one of these guys on me. It's going to be a nightmare. So I'm just going to be cautious to keep up my Fury most of the time here and preemptively hit some of these enemies while I move forward. Okay, we got a vision here. We're going to pop in. Maybe we get really lucky this season and we get the goblins. Alright, there is a goblin in there. Now, I'm going to come back to that because I do want the resources from that goblin. It wasn't the multitude of goblins that I was looking for. Alright, we got to be a little cautious here. We could get overwhelmed. There they are. We're going to back up immediately. We cannot fight those guys without taking care of some of these guys first. We need to make sure we have Rend active. Of course, they're wallers, so that's not good. I'd like to take out one of them before getting overwhelmed here. There we go. Alright, we got another green dude on us. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Now, thank God we were paying attention to our screen there. We're going to lose that massacre. That's going to bother me. Alright. And I saw them coming and backed up in time. If we hadn't really been paying attention, we probably would have gotten dragged. Yeah, definitely would have gotten dragged into all of these green dudes on top of that. That would have been probably it for us. Alright, smooth sailing through here. And I've got to remember to go back to that vision. I really don't want to lose the free resources there. And we're doing a lot better in terms of survivability here. Okay, well that wasn't good. This is not good. Please let me through. We're going to use our ground stomp. There we go. Okay, that wasn't too bad. We're at the end here. I don't think they're going to give us another 15 enemies. Alright, level 10. We can equip a passive now. We're going to go ahead and... let's see. I want that because I'm really worried about our survivability here. And we're ready to return. Now, actually, I'm going to go ahead and just teleport to Act 2. And let's see. Where's the cellar here? Here we are. We can look for some better damage. Now, we did, of course, get those. That's a 12.3. That's 14. So this is actually going to do better than our pre-crafted one. Now, the reason we had that pre-crafted one is because while we were running through there, if we ever felt like we were running low on damage, we could pop it in. We could have done that at level 5. I just kind of forget that I have it. So we're going to do a quick check here. Let's see. All right, so we're going to do that. I like to do these one at a time because sometimes I don't pay attention to what I have on me for gear. See, there's a helm there. Anything else good? Doesn't look like it. Okay. I'm just going to salvage the rest of that and put on that. And then I could sell the rest of this here. All right, and now we could probably do a higher difficulty, honestly. I'm going to bump it up to, you know what, let's just do Master and we'll see what it looks like. If it doesn't seem like we could survive it, we'll back right out of it. Rend is a really great skill, so I'm pretty sure we'll do fine here. Now, one thing I did not do is gamble, and part of the reason for that is I'm gonna go ahead and see what I get for the weapon first, and then I'm gonna gamble. Now, you can do it either way. I prefer gambling sometimes, depending on the item, because then it lets me know what item to upgrade into, but other people like to do it the opposite way. What are we doing here? Alright. Now that doesn't look comfortable to me. Already just seeing the bugs and the way my fury is ending there. It doesn't look safe at all here. So I'm going to go ahead and do hard. Okay, obviously got to go back to the main camp. We'll drop down to hard. And the reason we're not doing expert is because it's been pointed out a couple times in the comments, and it does seem to be the case, that the expert difficulty isn't calculated correctly in terms of the damage and experience that the monsters give compared to other difficulties. And I've got to remember that I need fury. There we go. Oh, that was a waste of rend.
From the shadows, and its members gather to the moon. They conduct their rituals under the
Alright, I don't need to hear this a million times. I think I've heard that audio so many times that I could probably repeat it word for word if needed. Alright, we're gonna peep over here. Try and maintain our massacre here. Alright, that was not the right way to go. Again, the most ideal way to do this would be to start out with the Necromancer until level 18. If we had done that, we would have probably already been level 18 already, be ready to go up for the Barbarian here. But I'm trying to do a policy where I stick with this class the whole time to make it more consistent and more fun for people who are trying to follow along as well. Or maybe not follow along, but compare would be a better analogy there. And one thing that I always think that Blizzard needs to work on and improve is the monster density. They do a decent job sometimes, and you just see a horde of monsters and that are all pathed correctly. I'm not gonna miss. Darn. That are all pathed correctly, and the damage is calculated pretty good. But then you just get a long stretch where typically you would find enemies, and then for whatever reason, they're just not there this time. We unlocked Frenzy. Another vision. Might as well take a peek. Not sounding good in there. Now we're getting our massacre going. Oops, not the right way. Alright, that was my fault. Definitely should have been paying more attention there. Now last time in our Barbarian leveling guide, we got pretty lucky when it came to the items needed. And we managed to use Seismic Slam most of the way. Now of course, this time we're actually trying it out and we're on hardcore, which means now is the time for everything to go wrong. So we'll see how we do. Hoping I'm not going to take too long on the diamonds here. Ugh, again, really? Alright, it's the end right here. We'll go ahead and exit and start putting in some more passives and stuff. Or not passives, but skill runes. Come over here, please. I know those bugs are not going to allow me to go. Alright. 54 recovery. Losing... Oh, 54 toughness. Yeah, we'll put that on. 91% recovery. That's a pretty good one, actually. Throw that on. Alright, and how are we doing here? Got Frenzy. Bash is still there. Let me see here. And we unlock weapon throw at level 17. I'm just going to stick with Bash. Rend has now got Ravage, which is great. We're going to keep Ground Stomp on because I like it. And then we'll allow us to have Leap. We can move around more mobile. And people keep pointing out to me, by the way, that when it comes to the map, that I don't have to go up here and click that. And then I can just, let's see, right click to move up towards it. I do not have that muscle memory built into me, not even slightly. So it's something I'm consciously aware of, and it's something I'm working to not do, because it would be a lot easier and more consistent to just do the minus button there. But it's going to take me a while, so I'll do my best. There we go. Ooh, starting to seem a little dangerous in here. Now, one thing I got to be careful of is using my leap to just move forward. Obviously, we don't want to do that. We want to use leap when we're surrounded by enemies, because it's going to suck if we die because we just didn't have a leap on our off cooldown. Alright, and of course maintaining Fury. And I'd say we're doing all right here on the Barbarian. Now, funnily enough, when it came to people choosing the Demon Hunter, the Barbarian was what I practiced, because 3 days before the final decision was made on what class to do, the Barbarian was ahead by like 7 votes, you know, or so. So I thought it was fairly consistent, so I started practicing it, and then in the final 2 days, everybody started voting up the Demon Hunter. And then I had to learn the Demon Hunter. Now, obviously, I'm already aware of the Demon Hunter as I play it pretty often in a lot of my videos and guides. It's one of my favorite classes to play. However, that was the season of Natalia, and I am not familiar with Natalia at all. So, this time around, again, it's a set I am not familiar with. So, we'll see how we do. Already, this is making me kind of nervous here. I do not like that elite back there. Whatsoever. Let's see, I want to maintain that. Let's see if I can get a 300 going here. Please give me a little bit more. There we go. And we'll see if we can get a 400 going. If we can, I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to get us to level 18 here. I didn't like the amount of enemies that were around me there. It looked like an accident waiting to happen. Alright, give us some more bugs from the side here, please. And I've got to check and see if I got some life regen on my gear here. Not liking the density here. There we go. That'll probably carry us through a little bit better. Alright, how are we looking up here? Please give me a drop of enemies. Oof, this isn't good. This isn't good. Where can I get more enemies? Follow me. Okay. I must have taken a wrong turn here. Might be enough to carry me through. We'll see. Can you let me through, please? Alright, well there's the 400 we need right here. Ah, we have to go by that guy. That's probably why I took my wrong turn. I saw him and got scared. Alright, this is dangerous. We do have our shout, so I'm going to go ahead and activate that. Another vision. Now we are on hard. We're about to gain a lot of levels. Elites, get out of there. No way we are staying for that. Now, I'd like to drop this and get to maybe 18, but I'm just not confident that it would be. I feel like if I drop it right now, I'm going to get to like 17 or so, or maybe I'm already there. We'll see. I'm just going to try and get to 500, and then we'll drop it. See where we're at. We'll utilize this curse chest for that. Alright, the Barbarian's doing a little bit better clearing out this area than I thought he would. He actually managed to kill 57 enemies from that cursed chest, and I was only expecting about 30, so. Alright, let's see how we're doing here. Alright, that was just shy of 17. So I'm going to throw that on. I think I'll stick with my main damaging weapon here. We did get weapon throw, though, so that's great. Leap has got an extra one. Threatening shout does not. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, I thought so. So we're going to put this on Nerves of Steel. It's great for hardcore here. And we're going to try and just get a few more enemies here to fill up the rest of that bar to 18. Now this might have been enough, yeah, right there. Because we get points for completing that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and drop difficulty down to normal, and we're going to try and get our gems now. So far, we've been at this for 31 minutes already. It does not seem that long. That's according to how long I've been recording. I'm not sure if I have some blank spots in there or not, but... Alright, let's see. Nothing good there. Nothing. And we got the Skeleton King. I usually try to break these if it'll hit it, actually. To try and get a bit of a speed boost going through here. And depending on the skill, this is easy or hard. So that'll help us run through this a little bit quicker. Should not have done that right there. Should have saved it for this. I thought it. Okay. Let's see what this goblin is. This could be good if this gate will open. What do we got here? Regular goblin. Alright. Got a lot of enemies here. Are we gonna be able to do this? We are on normal, right? Gosh, it seems like I'm not gonna be able to kill this goblin in time. I'm gonna try and stun it a bunch. Alright, managed to take it out. Nothing really good is gonna drop from that goblin, but it's fun to do regardless, I guess. We just double check everything before going through here. Yep. One thing you got to be careful of when it comes to those goblins is chasing after it in the beginning on hardcore. If you die trying to get a goblin that's going to drop you, you know, items that you would get in 10 minutes anyway, and then you have to restart for another 30 minutes, it just doesn't make sense. So make sure it's actually worth it. Most of this stuff here seems pretty decent. This does give me some more damage. I'm only losing a little bit of toughness. I'm going to throw that on for right now. Alright, let's see how we're doing here. That was a hard hit. This is going to take a while, I can already tell. Now, luckily, we should be able to take his skeletons pretty good when he activates them. There's your skeletons. I'm going to drag the skeletons over here. There we go. Alright, so the Barbarian's a little slow here, and that's to be expected. Nothing we weren't anticipating. But at the same time here, this seems so much slower than the other classes, despite the fact that this Barbarian's probably got more gear than any of the other classes. Maybe you can tell me, guys, does it make sense to apply rend more than once when it comes to the bosses? Or is this a skill where you just hit once and then you start attacking? Because for the other enemies, it seems to like just whittle them down. For the boss, do you just reapply it? I'm not too sure on the mechanics aspect of this. Now this guy better give me my 2 diamonds. I do not want to do this again at all. Alright, I've been fighting you way too long at this point. Go away. There we go. It would have been nice if you gave me a Lurik's crown on top of that. Maybe the diamonds. Thank you. I really did not want to have to sit here and spam 30 minutes against another boss here again. But alright, we got our 2 diamonds. Now we could start playing the game for real. Probably should have waited until that finished crafting. There we go. That was a much better weapon. Now, obviously, we're going to craft some better weapons here in a minute, but... Alright. Now, I'm going to go ahead and preemptively convert some veiled crystals, because I know I'm going to need some. There we go. Alright, and then let's go ahead and just see what our weapon is now. Let's see, what do we want here? We want 2-handed mighty weapons or spears. And the spears are going to give us weapon throw, it looks like. And then the 2-handed mighty weapons can give us other things. I'm going to stick with the 2-handed mighty weapons. 2-handed mighty weapon. Alright, let's see what we get here. Alright, we got reduced the fury cost of seismic slam by 50% and increase its damage by 460% or 466%. So it looks like we're going to be using seismic slam again. Now, this is an ancient one, so I really don't want to scrap it. here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what I get for gambling. And I'm going to go for the Ring of Might right off the bat there since we got something good there. Let's sell these two while we're at it. Let's see. These are all the items we bought earlier. I am going to keep these gems. All right. So I'm going to create a spare Barbarian, and we're going to utilize the spare Barbarian later as well. So 8. Barbarian. Where are my fingers at? Spare. This one's going to be a girl. I just like being in Nutristrum here.
Hello there.
All right, and we want... Okay, that's right. Rings is what I'm going for.
Well,
Let's see what we get. Come on.
I've seen better. That is
Okay,
totally
no such luck. Now, final shot. Give me a bracer.
I've seen better.
Okay, also no such luck. So, we were hoping for a way to stay alive a little bit better. We probably should have gone for the safer bet of the bracers, but oh well. I'm just going to throw a couple of these rings here in my stash as well. I should be throwing the good ones in there, but I'm not going to. Just because I'm going to be, again, returning to this character and I want the better rings on it. Let's see here. We're going to switch this around. And I'm also going to see if I can move these up next to each other so that I can find them easier. All right. This difficulty is going to go all the way up to Torment 6. And we're going to go ahead and craft the rest of our stuff. I'm going to go ahead and get my... Let's see. We have enough to do sages. Let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to start with Helm. Okay, we got an ancient one. That's awesome. And then we'll do boots. And we'll do belts. All right, now I need chest. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's also, let's see. Yeah, there's a mighty belt that you could do instead and put it on the gloves. So, could have done that. Gloves. Shoulders and pants. Pants, awesome. Now, we're going to take a quick peek at these items and see if there's anything major that needs to be changed. Although it looks like we have a pretty good one on each of them except for one of those helms there. But we can't change anything about that yet. So I already kind of like what I got on here. What do I have on my weapon? Strength, Vitality, Fury, Spent. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and go to Torment 6 and hope we don't die on the way up to... level 70 here, because we're going to be losing an absolute massive amount of stuff right now if we did, and we have no way of recouping it. Now we still do have the blacksmith at level 70. We still have the ability to craft another weapon if we wanted to, but it's not absolutely safe. Let's see if I can get rid of these and throw on, of course there's one more, throw on that real quick.
The ancients have blessed me.
Right.
More fury.
And I think that's good enough to stop for a second. Can I replace this with Furious Charge? There it is. It's an enemy that could kill me. Go away. We're going to stick with Ravage there. And we do have Seismic Slam. So I want this to be Seismic Slam. Let's see. We're going to reduce the Fury cost. Weapon throw. We're going to have Ricochet. That's still probably fine. All right. And then threatening shouts. Let's see. Yeah, reducing damage. We'll do that. Next, let's see. Mighty weapon is 2 fury per hit. We'll take that. All right. We got a cursed chest. And we should be moving up the difficulty here. We'll test out Seismic Slam when we get up against some more challenging enemies. And this is more like it. Alright, there's our vision. We're going to hop in it in a minute. We're just going to build up a little bit more and try and get that extra chest for when we come out of the vision if needed. Let's go ahead and throw down a Seismic Slam, see how we're doing here. Okay, we do. Never mind, it's gone. Alright, we took out elites pretty easily with the Seismic Slam here. There's some boots. We gotta be careful of this right here, Necrosis. And I'm gonna try and clear out the elites as I walk through here, because I don't want to run into a situation where I have to run back and then I run into some elites and then that's what ends up killing me. So, we're doing good. This is where we want to be right now. And ideally, we want an elite level, probably by the next one. Or goblins, of course. That would be phenomenal. And we want to pick up as many items as we can in here. Now, I'm not going to full clear these, even though I probably should. But I have my spare character for that if needed. And no way. No way that dropped. Alright, so there's the elites. Now luckily our Seismic Slam's doing good. We got the sages on, so we're getting the double the death breaths here. There we go, look at that. Alright, it looks like we're still relatively safe in here. Nothing too threatening. Let's check these out real quick, just to see what we got. And I think I'm going to actually throw some of these items in my storage as well. Because this Aquila Cuirass might be a good thing to have extracted if need be. Gain movement speed, we didn't really care about. Let's see, this could give us a little bit more vitality. So we'll throw it in there real quick. And what does this do? Just dexterity, and it doesn't matter. We'll throw it in. All right. Now I'm going to keep that Aquila Cuirass in here. I guess there's those rings I threw in there too. I forgot about those. And I'm also going to throw in a couple yellow items for converting if need be. All right, now what do I want these to be? Let's see, for the Barbarian. Let me look it up. All right, Furious Charge needs to be Merciless Assault. There it is. Let's see. Could also turn this into Battle Rage. Battle Rage, and what do I want on there? Increase damage, increase movement speed, critical hits heal you, gain 1% critical hit chance. I'm going to go with critical hits heal you. And Seismic Slam. This is a good one, but we don't want it right now. We don't want all of our fury to be gone. I'm just going to keep this on stagger for now. All right. Seismic Slam, yep. Wait, what was that part? We're level 47, and if you remember my description on the Barbarian here, this is when we want to start being very cautious. So we're also going to be ready to leave at any moment using our Furious Charge. And we're primarily in here to get these items to build up our resources. And there's the end, right? We lucked out. Okay, got some gloves.
I grow in power. Not enough fury.
We'll clear an exit if we need it. Come on, quit running away. All right, what do we got?
I need to go back.
Okay, we'll take a peek at those. One of those is Mage Fist. Furious Charge deals increased damage equal to 498% of your bonus movement speed. And Frenzy gains the effect of every rune and deals 357% increased damage. That's pretty good, actually. I'm going to go ahead and just throw that in there in this one as well. I don't know about extracting them yet. We'll see. Now again, 49. Don't feel comfortable staying on Torment 6 there, so I'm going to go ahead and drop down to Torment 4, and we'll run through that for some of the 50s here. And we've been doing this for about 50 minutes, according to my screen anyway. I was wondering, as a second I thought if I already cleared through this or not. Really hard to tell. Alright. Probably throw on that ring. Alright, and you can see now the enemies are not dying right away. Luckily, Rend is still doing its job here. There's 50. Got a shrine there we don't want to miss. Okay. Well, we did drop the difficulty. We'll take a peek. Don't like the sound of that. That probably means Rift Guardians. Yep, Rift Guardians. How are you doing in here, though? Are you bad? Oops, I wanted to turn that thing. Okay, I can kill them. I can kill them. A little hard, but I got that. There's a Greater Rift Key. Another Greater Rift Key. Alright, and another Greater Rift Key. That wasn't too bad. Do I get goblins as a reward? No. Okay, well maybe I'll take a peek in the other one too. This is a bad idea, by the way. Okay. This was a bad idea until just now. Now the only problem is I don't think I'll be able to take these guys out, actually. Because of that, I'm going to try and go for the green ones. If I can, or ones that are grouped together a little bit more. Like a couple of these green ones right here, back to back. It's perfect. All right, do I get any other green ones back to back? Couple of these guys down here. Come on. You need to die. You're too low. All right, how about you? Okay, can I get some of you?
I can't.
I think there's another one there. All right. That wasn't that bad, actually. This was a really high level. I did not think I was going to be able to get any of those. That's why we take a peek. Sometimes it can be rewarding. And let's see. Are any of these Imperial? Okay, some of them are Imperial. That's good. That's what I was hoping for. I really don't want to use the square ones very often. In fact, mostly they'll just be sold because there's no way I'm equipping them by combining a bunch of them at this point. So let me actually sell those real quick. All right. And then let's go ahead and open these plans. Anything good here? Full items as well. Looks like one of those is a follower item. This looks familiar. I'm not sure what this is. Lutz or something? Yeah, Lutz socks. Sleep can be cast up to 3 times within 2 seconds before cooldown begins. Windless wall isn't very good. And of course, there's the enemies you have. Let's see. Can you equip this? Yes, you can. Can you equip this? Yes, you can. Huh. All right. I didn't know I could equip that. We'll keep the Lutz socks. And what do we got here? That could be thrown on a weapon, which we can't have. This gives me some resistance. We'll throw that in there. And can I scrap that? I can. All right, what else do we get in here? Oh my gosh. No way. Come on. Give me some more. I don't know who I want to go after. Probably you. No, I need you guys to stay near each other. Alright. Okay, well obviously I'm gonna get you if I can. Okay, the game is being really forgiving to me lately. That's awesome. I really did not think anything else was in here. So now we're at a point where we're starting to feel a little safe. And we've gotten everything that we kind of need from this area here. Now I'm too scared to go through here, so let's see. Okay, that is the end. Let's see, how am I doing on these? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come in, we're gonna use that, immediately hit that. We're gonna dash away. There we go. Once the bulk of those enemies are taken care of, should be relatively okay in here. Alright, this is going to be a little bit slower to 70, but this is going to help us a lot when it comes to completing the season journey. There we go. And we should start equipping our follower with some of these items as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and make a new game after this, so let's go check what we got. Okay, don't salvage. That's habit. Don't do that. All right. You can start getting more useful items. Oh, wrong type apparently. I hope so. Chest. Yeah, gloves already. So what do I need? I need shoulders and helm and rings, and of course the follower item. There's a Helm.
A good choice.
All right. And let's go ahead and remove some of these flame gems. Let's see. I guess. Hold on, let me train you up real quick. Let's go ahead. Throw that in there, I guess. And what else can this be put in? Gives me vitality. Sure, I'll do that. That. And then the rest of those, other than the emeralds, will get sold. Okay, Torment 4. Can we still stay here? Probably. Hope so. Speaking of, how am I doing on resources? 578, 474, 308, 19 death breath. That's pretty good. I'm almost at the point where I can upgrade again. Alright, weapon throw is doing decent damage to the enemies here. And Ren's still taking them out. The one thing I have to be careful of is that these bugs can kill me if too many of them are on me at once, and I'm expecting Ren to take him out, but it doesn't take him out in time. I get stuck by a door or anything of that nature. I gotta be a little cautious here. Let's see, we're at exactly 1 hour. Alright, another vision. Now, I know if I keep going in those, it's going to punish me. So again, I'm going to take my peek, and then I'm going to hop out, and we'll see what happens. Doesn't sound good. Okay, we're not going to go back for that one. I don't want to risk it. That could be the Greater Rift Guardians, could be elites. Can't really see anything in there whatsoever, but we definitely would have heard goblins if they were in there. So, therefore, they're not in there. Okay, I got a resplendent chest over there. And it looks like our seismic slam isn't dealing a whole lot of damage to the elites now. Like, it'll still take them out, but it's taking a couple hits at this point. So I'm going to say by the time we hit 60, which we probably will do after maintaining this massacre, if we maintain this massacre, we're going to go ahead and drop down to Torment 2 just to be safe. Running through this pretty decent on hardcore. Again, on softcore, I think the Barbarian did this in about an hour and 10 minutes, so we're getting pretty on par with it here. And that was, of course, with the added benefit of not having to worry about dying whatsoever, so. And I think we also had, I believe, one of the Kadala items. We gambled for it. This time we were hoping for the rings, didn't get it. Alright, it's 58 there. We're at our maximum boost to experience, which I believe is a ×8 boost. Can you hit where you're supposed to be hitting? Alright, gotta go up here. Give me a bunch of bugs, please. No. We want to save some of these enemies here to be able to make it to the next zone. After killing a few of them, I try to guide a few of them there. Stand here, hit that, so that I can hopefully make it over here to activate those bugs and keep the massacre going. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with that, but I thought I'd say it anyway. You never know how many people are watching this who are playing Diablo for the first time, or are still kind of new to the game. For me, when I started playing Diablo, it was primarily with friends, and I didn't look up any videos until my friends couldn't give me the answer to the things that I wanted to know, and then I was kind of forced to look up videos. And then in the process of doing that, I realized we were kind of playing Diablo, I won't say wrong, but very, very ineffectively, if that makes sense. We were struggling to do Greater Rift 90s and stuff. We were struggling to do the start of the game. It took us, I want to say, like 4 days of playing to reach level 70 or something like that, and that was with somebody else boosting the character there, or a friend giving us a bit of a boost. And we didn't play seasonal whatsoever because we didn't see the point of it, but obviously now you know. Seasonal is one of my favorite modes. All right, 717, that's pretty great. Let's see where we're at now. 64. So that mid 60s is when I start to notice a significant danger. When it comes to going through visions, it can almost instantly kill you. When it comes to certain elites, it can almost instantly kill you. When it comes to a whole bunch of bugs on you even, they could sometimes drop and you can get unprepared or crowd controlled and then gone. So we're in that final stretch here. Let's not lose focus. Let's pay attention a little bit here and see if we can do this already. I am not liking that first throw there. It looked a little sketchy. I'm not sure if the barb's going to be able to handle this. Maybe I just need to get moving a bit. There's a Marquise back there. Sure, might as well grab it. Yeah, I definitely got to be cautious of these bugs landing on me. Now, going through this, let's see. We should be able to reach 65 here, so then maybe 67. All right, we might have to run through this twice and get a 400 massacre to finish it off. And I realized I never went back for that chest. All right, we're staying out of those. That's a trap I don't want to be a part of. I don't like that elite there. I feel like he's going to kill me. I'm going to try and get away from him. Now, I usually like to play Ring Around the Rosie here. There is that elite back there. But I have to be a little wary here, because if I loop back and drag him into this mess, there he is. I'm going to see if I can get a couple good seismic slams on him there to damage him. I really want all of these. Okay, got rid of that elite. Oh no. Okay, good. I didn't think there was going to be any enemies there. Luckily it pulled through. Alright, and now surprisingly, the Barbarian's doing pretty okay through here. Feel like I'm making good time. Now obviously, this is using the cash instead of saving the cash. But I'm fairly confident that come Saturday, I've got to spend some time editing some videos. I've got to spend time, again, getting the Christmas tree for the family here. And I'm fairly sure that with that and my other daily duties and stuff that I won't get the chance to play very much on Saturday. So with that being said, I'll probably be able to complete the season journey Saturday. And then that leaves Sunday. Now Sunday, if I end up getting far enough that I don't have to, or that I want to use the cash, I'm just going to spend some time and start farming for some other things and just wait the one more day. I've got to work on Monday, so I'm kind of forced to wait to play anyway. And I was zoning out that whole time I was talking to you guys there. So I'm really kind of lucky that nothing happened. Alright, can you let me carry it? Let me carry it, please, please, please. Ugh. Jerk. Alright, well, 67's about where I thought I'd be coming out of here. But I was expecting to kind of hit the high 60s a little bit here, or maybe even 68. Alright, now there's no point in really saving these guys, so we're just going to hit it there. Perfect number. Alright. We're at 6-7 and 6-9, the two forbidden numbers. Nothing could be better. Alright, Torment 2. We should probably be able to handle that. Hope so anyway. We just got to do one more run through there and not die. We could do that, right? Oh, right. I should probably make sure I've got all of the resources I need to do this. Okay, there we go. Feeling a little bit better now. We got our battle rage active here too. I'm just going to go ahead and open this now because I keep forgetting to go back to them, or I don't find the time to go back to them worth it. Again, it would make sense if I'm getting these resplendent chests later on to not drop them. This guy's deadly. In fact, he's honestly worrisome to the point where I want to leave and create a new game. I've died to him a couple times. We're just gonna see if he'll leave us alone. I don't think he's gonna leave us alone. Alright. Can we kill him? We're gonna utilize a lot of seismic slams here. Okay, we got him. Alright, we're at 68. We're at 68, so we're on our final 2 levels here. Right, see if we can carry some of these guys with us in case we're going the wrong way, or in case we can't find any enemies. Okay, we got another one of these rooms. It's pretty rare. And we got some more elites here. Gonna reactivate our battle rage. Luckily, Seismic Slam is doing a tremendous amount of work for us. We gotta be careful of that frozen orb there. Alright, let's take you out now. Come on, can you hit one of those bugs, please? Alright, we're doing a good job here. We're almost there. Gotta be careful here. I've died to having all of those bugs land on me before. And by before, I mean in my practice runs. How are we doing? We're looping back. Alright, should be able to get what we need here. Please give me what I need. Thank you. Now, I'm not sure if this is a high enough massacre to get me straight to 70. Well, that pool of reflection is going to help. And there's that resplendent chest we were talking about saving. Further proving, based on all my other previous videos, that I can see into the future. Oh, you guys doubt me. Alright, 437. Was that enough? 70, right on the dot. Look at that. Let's go ahead and open that up too. There we go. And we got some few extra items there. So I think that's where I'll cut it off today. Now, according to my screen, we're at 1 hour and 14 minutes, which is a little bit long than I'd like. I like these videos to stay about an hour or so. But straight to level 70, that is not bad at all. Now, this stuff should be level 70 gear, I believe, for the most part, at least those last items. I'm going to go ahead and throw a few of these in here. Just in case, again, something happens and I die. I got a few items to fall back to if I need it. And the rest of these are going to go in here. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is continue this season journey. And you guys are probably a little bit curious about that spare character we've got. I'll give you a brief overview of what we're going to do next time. And some of you may be familiar with this. We're going to throw on the sages that we have on here onto that spare character and craft some extra items for him. And he's going to run through on Torment 6 farming visions. And we're going to go through a couple elite packs of visions there. And once we do that, we'll get 25 death breath really nice and easy. Probably be able to do it the first time. We might do 2 or 3 runs of those to get 2 upgrades. And in the process of getting those 2 upgrades, we can then look at some of the items here to upgrade. Rings is always a really good one. So if we get 2 rings right off the bat, maybe we get a Band of Might. Maybe we get a puzzle ring to start getting some of those gems and stuff up. Maybe we get Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, which will help with some cooldown and stuff, right? Those are always good. We could also do an amulet. Maybe we get the Flavor of Time, right? Maybe we go to Squirts. So we'll start out with that, and then once we get a few more of those legendary gear to kind of boost us up, I haven't decided what to upgrade yet. I'll take a look at what's available and see from there, and then we'll continue through with the rest of the season journey. And typically, the season journey takes me about an hour as well, so that might be the next video. Again, let me know if you want me to cut out some of the boring parts, or if this felt good for you guys here and you liked this kind of pace and stuff. Let me know. If I find split or mixed opinions, then what I'll do is I'll do a shortened and condensed version and release that. I'll call it something. I'm not sure off the top of my head what to call it. That'll indicate that it's the cut version, and then I'll do a long version for the people who want it. I don't mind doing that, right? So whatever works for you guys here, and we're going to be building our community and stuff. Since I hit 500 subscribers, I'm offering the memberships and stuff. I'm not going to do anything more than the base $1.99 and stuff, and then I don't expect you guys to really support me there. I'm just throwing it out. You know, if you guys want to do that, awesome. If not, don't worry. I'm still going to be producing hopefully top quality content for you guys here. But thank you for listening to me ramble here at the end. Have a good one.